We know what the political expectations of Nigeria as a nation is. We know how blessed Nigeria is. We know the resources, human capital development, natural resources. We know how rich Nigeria is. But at where are we getting it wrong as a nation? Why isn't Nigeria in that place where we are supposed to be? Why isn't Nigeria as a nation sitting as indeed the giant of Africa? Once again, I will throw this open to this rich panel that we have. So one after the other, we'll start from Honorable Uche Boni Life. You will tell us where you think Nigeria is getting it wrong and where the switch can be changed for things to come back right.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. That's a very, very wonderful topic. Because I've always believed that Nigeria is the most blessed country in the world with human capacity, with the brain power, and the resources, natural resources within. But we have lagged behind, not because individually we are not doing well. Collectively, we are not. Individual Nigerians are excelling wherever they are in their professions. But collectively, we've been more like stagnant. And part of the reason for that, I believe today, we do not have a world view. There is no single world view, no leader of Nigeria, no president have ever come into office to let us know this is the world view of Nigeria. The major problem in Nigeria today is the ordinary people. No longer the politicians. Because you cannot enable politicians and turn around and blame them for not performing. Because look at, for instance, we just discussed the Anambra election. During that election, we saw in live videos where votes were being bought. Individuals, regular people accepting money. There was one exception, one woman that refused 5,000 naira. Now, the reason why I tell you is an electorate problem is this. In America, for instance, the majority will stay with the dictates of the law and regulation. While you will see the minority that will break the law whenever there is an election. The opposite is the case in Nigeria, where you have the majority are breaking the law, but then you see the minority that are staying with the dictates of the law. It is almost impossible to correct, and then the politicians know this fact. So because they know that the greater majority of Nigerian electorates are susceptible to taking money, they call it stomach infrastructure. That is the corruption that is endemic within the system of people. And that's the major problem for now. Because once we begin to deny the politicians the angle, which is what they have used to have a heavy hand ruling or to embezzle over ordinary people, then they will begin to disengage. Until then, they will continue to engage.
Thank you very much for that viewpoint. Let's hear from you.
Can I respond to what
Absolutely.
Uche? Uche, yeah, you made a very vibrant point. However, I want to disagree with you on few aspects of the points you outlined. You know, there is this saying in Africa, or would I say, there is this attitude of the politicians in Africa that they always know that the citizens are hungry. They get to office and hoard the food from the citizens, hoard whatever that belongs to them from them. It's like you have a dog, you don't want to feed the dog
Until
the dog becomes so angry and hungry. Once you throw a bone, the dog wants to eat. This is what the Nigerian politicians are doing to the citizens, poor citizens of Nigeria. They are being elected into office as leaders. Okay, no matter how you got in there, now you are there. You have the money that was meant for the ordinary people. You are there for 4 years. I will say the senators, governors, and whatever. Let's say the first 1 year, you whatever you embezzle, okay, you've settled the expenses you made during election. Now, what are you doing for the people?
Next 3 years.
Next 3 years. You don't give them anything. You allow them to be hungry because you know when you come for re-election, you will give them that bag of rice that they are hungry for, that they could not buy. Because the man is hungry. He's looking for something to eat. If you offer him food or little money to buy food, he wants to grab it like a hungry dog. So in that case, in my own opinion, it's not the people. Our problems are the leaders. They went there to make money. Politics in Nigeria has become factory, company, LLC. People no longer go to Nigerian politics for service, to serve the people. They go there to make money. That's why politicians and the 419ers are the people that have been looked upon as a role model in Nigeria today. You see a young man going to school is no longer proud to be a doctor. Because the next doctor by his father's compound has no house of his own, has no car of his own. His children barely pay the school fees of the children. Talk less of chicken.
But let me help you.
Yeah.
But you kind of agreeing with what he said, because I'll tell you why. He said Nigerian problem are the electorate, not the politicians. With what you're saying right now,
Yeah.
the problem we have is that starts from the family, the individuals. That is the problem. You see in your family, different families.
Yeah.
You know, parents, for example, are going to special centers to register for their kids to go and write WAEC. Knowing fully well that under normal circumstances, these kids cannot even pass WAEC. And then from there, you will bribe your way through for them to go to college.
Because the system is broken.
Universities. So the parents from the village, from the church, from everywhere are enabling these Nigerian problems. If you and I, individually in our respective homes,
Yes.
try to stop it and try to change the mindset of these kids,
Yes.
that they can still survive, they can still do something tangible,
Yes.
they can still grow up and be a better person.
Yes.
That way, when they become politicians in 10 years, 20, 30 years time, you know, it won't be a norm that you just go and do whatever you want. But in a situation whereby they look at the criminals and they see politics as a means now that they can be, survive, they can be famous. But that shouldn't be. That should be to serve the people. So let's go back to the grassroots. Let's go back to the families first. And then we'll take it from there.
I think that's a monster that was created by the politicians, if you agree with me.
And I agree.
I'm going to jump in at
All right, let's
easy, fellas, easy. So let's put it this way. Nigeria, my country, we all love that country.
Absolutely.
It's the best country in the world, and I'm saying this from the United States because I know it is. The issue with Nigeria is deep, but it starts with wrong and right.
Right.
Nigeria, we've come to a point that the only driving mechanism on everything now is success or not success.
Yeah.
Success is only determined by how much cash you can pony up. It doesn't matter even if you never went to school. It doesn't matter how you got that money. It doesn't matter which means, how much lives and how much lives were destroyed in the quest of that money. Then with that money, it answers all questions. So let's go back to how we elect. There's a friend of ours, Honorable Gomokoro, the last time we were here on one of these forums, on this same network, and he said that the people deserve the leader they get. And when I think about that word, it means a lot. So let me put it this way. I am not one who's quick to blame the electorates. Because if you go to Nigeria and you see how difficult things are, you think about the hardship that the people are enduring, then you realize that the same 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira or 20,000 naira that we're saying, oh, this is a chicken, chicken change is a cheap money. You shouldn't have accepted it by selling your soul, your vote, and so on and so forth. That very little money may be the only thing holding that person between stealing or the next meal.
Absolutely.
Right.
So with that being said, I don't know if I'm also quick to blame the politicians, which I'm also one of them. However, I can tell you this. Nigeria lacks patriotism in their leadership. That is our number one issue. Why is America progressing today? Their progress did not start today. It started from somebody who said, I'm going to put my country ahead of my need.
Right.
And that very culture, that very doctrine continued. And their children saw it. And they continue to promote it.
Yeah.
And 200 years later, they are where they are today. Someone said that politics is a continuous progress, right? So you do the best you can, the next people come in and they continue. With that being said, in Nigeria, I'm going to try to make this quick. In Nigeria, we have a situation whereby, for instance, the new law that was passed, I believe we're going to talk about it soon, the direct primary, is probably the best thing that has happened to that country politically in a very long time. Now, I'm going to tell you how powerful this is. I'm even surprised that the National Assembly agreed to cast a vote against their own personal interest, because this is their own personal interest.
Yeah.
So what it means is, the way it's been working in Nigeria is this. The politician produce the people who will choose them. And then they go in and choose the people they want. So it's vice like this, vice versa. So now you're now saying, let ordinary person decide who becomes the candidate. Decide who becomes the flag bearer. This makes it very expensive for a politician to just storm in with money and grab the ticket. It makes it expensive for even the party to say, this is who he has to be. So the party doesn't have absolute say at this point when it comes to primary, because that is where the whole process begins. Based on the candidate, you now move to general election. And this will also give the other smaller parties, a say now to begin to produce quality candidates who may be able to have enough pasture to stand against the big party.
Thank you.
I think I'm going to add, I won't take your time.
Okay.
I'll be very conscious of your time. We're talking about the political structure of Nigeria.
Absolutely.
And I'm of the school of thought that believe that you cannot have a political structure that has no value system. The spice of a political structure is the value system. And I'm also of the opinion that currently Nigeria has no political structure. Because what we have in Nigeria is a state of nature where it is very selfish, it's very brutish, it is very solitary, very so carnivorous and animalistic. We can, in a state of nature like that, is what Hobbes called in his book Leviathan. It's a kind of Leviathan, whereby the common good has been destroyed. There is no social contract.
No.
John Locke is an English philosopher that influenced the Constitution of America and also the Revolution in England. And his state of nature is a state of nature of freedom. And also his social contract is a social contract whereby leaders are being produced by the citizens. The leaders owe the citizens good governance, provision of freedom, equality. This is where, when we get to this stage, this is when we can now say we have a political structure. Until then, we're in animal zoo.
And Mr. Moderator, you see, this is the reason why I said we have an electorate problem.
One of my discussants says it is the electorate himself. Another says no, it is the politicians. Another says it is the value system that we lack as Nigerians. So if you put all that together, you as the viewer, make up your choice and know where the problem of political development is in Nigeria. We'll go to the next point that we want to talk about. Honorable Kalu has taken us into that point. It is about direct primaries. This past week, the Nigerian National Assembly has just passed a law that yes, we're no longer doing indirect primaries. This cuts across all political parties of Nigeria. Direct primaries is what will be used to select the candidates that will be fielded in the general elections. I don't want us to spend too much time on that. Are we on the concession? Do we agree that direct primaries is the best thing for Nigerian political system?
Yes.
We would only take a comment from somebody who has an opposing view. Does everybody agree on this panel that the direct primaries is the best thing that should happen in Nigerian democracy?